Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Imagine selling just before the bull market. Boy, I would not want to be this person. Hodl15 Capital tweeted this originally. The most frequent question I get is who is selling Bitcoin? I mean, when we do see the price go down, especially during these high liquidation periods like in here, where we did see a lot of selling volume, it really does beg the question, did you just come here for 10, 20, 50% gains? Or are you here for the full cycle? Guys, check this out. Yes, Bitcoin has decreased in price a little bit, albeit not by much. Yesterday, we were clocking in at 67,900, and now Bitcoin is trading in and around 67,200 as of the time of this recording, at least. This is the daily chart. If I throw this on the hourly, you guys can see Bitcoin trend kind of turning a little bit. There was an interesting sell-off period in here where we did see, well, originally Bitcoin did go up heavily in price, and then that was just followed by a quick liquidation. But from there, Bitcoin did tend to stabilize and did get up to $68,300 per coin. Since then, again, this is the hourly chart. This would have been Wednesday, 8, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We did see, or we have seen now, the King Crypto kind of slump back down. But guys, we are still at the beginning. Take a look at these Bitcoin addresses, the ones that do tend to sell off. So number of Bitcoin held on January 1st, 2024 versus today. And you look at the small retail addresses, okay, 0.0001 Bitcoin to about 1 Bitcoin. And you look at how much they have sold off, okay, so 370. The accounts that hold 1 to 10 Bitcoin have sold off 19,865 Bitcoin. And even the accounts that hold anywhere between 10 and 100 Bitcoin have sold off 77,000. Now, take a look at this. This is the most interesting number here. Bitcoin, 100 plus Bitcoin in one account. Those accounts, guys, have been accumulating over 279,376 Bitcoin. So you can see institutional demand is where it's at for Bitcoin now. And, this prediction here from Stock Money Lizards is suggesting we're going to get up to $200,000 per coin. There's still so much cycle left in this bottle, he says. Up only is the next phase before we will see the top, followed by the valley of tears, which means the bear market. Yeah, we will eventually hit that bear market. You guys can see here, he has denoted the cycles with the halving period right there in the middle. And the green, guys, that is the time where we should be getting super excited. We saw it in 2017, throughout 2020 and into 2021. And now, guys, into 2025. I mean, we're getting to the end of 2024. 2024 is the year. Getting into 2025, and his top target is anywhere between $230,000 to $280,000 per coin. I don't really know if it's going to go up that high. We can see sentiment is past neutral. Now we're in greed, and as you guys can see, CoinMarketCap has changed the layout here of their website. Market cap is at $2.3 trillion. Volume is down by a little bit, by 28.84%. Look at the Bitcoin dominance, though, guys, 57.57%. So I kind of like this new layout here. If you click on this, you guys can see the crypto here. What is it? The fear and greed on a scale vis-a-vis the Bitcoin price. So this is a brand new feature here, and they only have information from back starting in July of 2023, unfortunately. But this still, I think, gives us some good a good indication of where sentiment was vis-a-vis the Bitcoin price. So I'm going to be taking a look at this more, guys. And for more information on what I'm doing, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month. We are trying to pinpoint the top of this market. That is my goal. I think pretty much everybody who is invested in cryptocurrency could benefit from this. So patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month. And I'm going to be outlining my entire crypto plan, including the $15,000 plus portfolio that I have entered positions into over the last year and a half. We're going to be looking at when that market could peak and how much to cash out of all these different cryptocurrencies. So it's going to be a lot of fun moving forward in the next few months. Mr. Man here posting this. My friend just received this email from Mexi Official. So this is an exchange, Mexi or Mexi. I don't know how to pronounce that. Some people have been telling me it's Mexi. I don't know if that's right or not. Mexi has determined they can no longer provide services for your account. So this is the email he got here. Based on the official user agreement and after thorough review by our risk control and relevant departments, we regret to inform that we are unable to continue providing services to your account. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. If you still have funds in your account, please withdraw them before October 23rd. And I have a feeling, guys, we're going to get a lot more of these types of warnings, right? Moving into the bull run. How convenient that these are going to be coming right when we want to cash out of our cryptocurrency. And, you know, I have a strategy for that, again, over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. So it looks as though Mr. Man here is discussing this from a possibly a Canadian standpoint. Nevertheless, this could happen to anybody in any jurisdiction. I'm sure you guys know wherever you live, there have been crypto exchanges that you have used, and that because of regulation, you do have to remove your crypto from those exchanges. I know Binance was a big one right at the beginning. So he has some possible reasons here. There's no probable cause that I'm aware of. So this is the speculation. Suspected violations of the user agreement, concerns about activity being flagged, regulatory compliance issues related to your account or location, and that is most likely the reason, in my opinion, and detection of potential fraudulent or suspicious behavior. So guys, it could be a number of reasons why, you know, certain exchanges, and in this case, it's Mexi in Canada, but any one of these exchanges could do this at any point. And just another public service announcement to be prepared for this upcoming bull run. Ripple President Monica Long has discussed crypto uncertainty and says the SEC's Gary Gensler has been on a war path for years. We've obviously seen this with the Ripple lawsuit. How much more can the United States handle Gary Gensler's tear on that warpath?
How much uncertainty is there left? Because when I think across the landscape of uncertainties, the list is long. It ranges from stablecoins to exchanges. What concerns you the most?
Well, so looking globally, many countries are getting it right, and they're leading the way. So take Brazil, Singapore, Hong Kong, UK, Europe. Europe created a framework called MICA that brought together 27 different states to create a clear framework of how to regulate crypto assets and their use cases. In the US, you see a lot of chaos and confusion. So we would really like to see more leadership out of our policymakers in Congress. You have regulators like the CFTC who are really leaning in to understand and take a position on some of these, you know, the technology and some of their use cases, publishing a paper on DeFi. And then on the other side, you have the SEC who has taken, I mean, frankly, Chair Gary Gensler has just been on a war path for a number of years now with just through enforcement actions and not really providing any regulatory clarity.
I hear warpath and I think to myself, at the same time, over the last year, we've seen ETF products allowed in the US for Ether and for Bitcoin. So it doesn't necessarily, to me, look like an administration or an SEC that has been really hostile to crypto. What would you say to somebody who comes back at you with that argument?
We have the court system to thank for that. The SEC really was painted into a corner there. And we have seen U.S. courts through a number of cases, in the case of Grayscale's case on the ETF, providing a way forward. In the case of SEC versus Ripple, again, last year, the U.S. courts ruled that XRP is not a security. So that's good. That creates clarity for our industry and for our business.
So ultimately what Monica Long is saying here is that the courts, just because of the courts, is why we do have Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, and why Grayscale is pursuing another ETF product through a basket of cryptocurrencies. And no thanks to the SEC, essentially saying no thanks to the SEC. You know, the seminal case was the Ripple SEC case, which is very close to being tied up. Or is it tied up already because of a misstep by the SEC? Ashley Prosper here posting this. The SEC has failed to file its Form C on time. Guys, when was the deadline? There was some confusion about this in the XRP community. She goes on to say, which means, one, okay, there was a technical error, or two, there was a settlement possibly. I can't think of any other reason not to file it. It's not like they'd forget such an important filing, although I wouldn't put it past them. They seem pretty disorganized, considering they were coming at Ripple with, well, with pretty much no ammo. Hopefully Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati will let us know as soon as they can. Sefton Hanley here saying we are absolutely sure that the deadline had passed. Holidays in the 14 days, time zones, etc. Even for the SEC, this seems wild. Ashley Prosper here saying I'm questioning it myself now, but both Stu and Jeremy believe it's supposed to be today. So that is the interesting thing. Stuart Alderati and Jeremy Hogan said, no, it was supposed to be today. And she did post that. So this was after the deadline, 11:59 p.m. on October the 16th. She posted this a couple of minutes after the deadline was supposed to occur. So we did not have any kind of announcement or anything. So Trades a lot here posting this. CTO of Ripple agrees appeal was due at midnight. So even David Schwartz came out on Twitter saying that he was confused too. Breezy originally posted, Joel Katz, were you under the impression or under the interpretation that the SEC had until midnight tonight to file the Form C? David Schwartz did say yes, but I'm not exactly an expert on appellate procedure. So that's interesting. Salem here saying, you know, I think the SEC always knows that the rules are clear, so I don't think they have missed their deadline. They are the experts after all, aren't they? I would think so. It's not possible, says David Schwartz, that they deliberately blew a filing deadline to end their appeal, but that does seem like a really bizarre move. So what the heck happened? Did they have until the 16th? Even Jeremy Hogan came out saying this, courtesy of Amelie here. Jeremy Hogan saying, I'm trying to figure out how we got this time frame wrong, but I can't see any flaws to the logic. The C was due today, and it's not showing up on the docket. If it wasn't filed, the appeal will be dismissed, is what it says. Those are the facts as we know them. I'm hesitant because I haven't had a case in federal court in 3 years and have never appealed because I've always won, LOL. In any case, I'm going to buy 10,000 XRP just in case we are correct and then hit the sack. Good night. So he was responding here to Moon Lambo, I do believe. A lot of confusion here and many people in the XRP community wondering about this. So Moon Lambo was discussing this in and around 5:50 p.m. yesterday. And these dates are important because the deadline is very time sensitive, obviously. So far as I'm concerned, the SEC hasn't filed the Form C in regards to their appeal of the Torres decision. And today is the deadline. Does it just have to be filed before midnight or before close of business? Because on the East Coast, it's almost 6 p.m. now. He was originally retweeting out Eleanor Turret's tweet, and she did write down here, 11:59 is the deadline, I'm told. Moon Lambo says thanks. Jeremy Hogan did also respond to this. Hey, Matt, I'm confused why everyone thinks today is the deadline, me included. I was just going with what I was hearing. It looks like the notice was filed on October the 2nd, and the Fed court, you don't count the day of the filing. The clock starts the next day. So if it must be filed within 14 days of October the 3rd, that's due tomorrow. No? In case this is wrong, which someone pointed out below, and I think they are correct, maybe we should stop talking about it in case the SEC made a mistake. Yeah, point taken, says Matt. If the SEC files on time because of our posts, then I think our entire community is fired. So this is a very, very good question. We're still trying to figure this out. What is the deadline, guys? Is it today, the 17th? I'm recording this on Thursday, October the 17th. Mark my words, says Mr. Hubert, the SEC will appeal on the 17th. So he is of the opinion that the appeal date is the 17th of October. He goes on to say, and everyone will be surprised that they really appeal once again. But hey, the next deadline is already on the horizon. He was retweeting out Jeremy Hogan's tweet here, just bringing up this official document from the court. A counseled appellant taking a civil appeal from the district court or tax court must file a civil appeal pre-argument statement Form C, as you guys can see here, and that is within 14 days after the filing notice of appeal. So I don't know. He is saying it is the 17th, supposed to be the 17th because of the next day. Even Alex Cobb here posting this, retweeting out this Google search, SEC Form C versus Ripple submitted. And even on Google, it says they have until October the 16th to file, which again was yesterday if you guys are watching this on the day that I'm recording it. However, G here did post this. If the SEC does not file a Form C by October the 17th, yada, yada, yada. So dates are confused here in the XRP community. Mr. Hubert commenting, the XRP community seems convinced that the SEC won't actually proceed with an appeal despite having filed a notice. The level of delusion here is staggering, and Bill responding, that is because they think today was the last day. I trust Cherry Empress, says Ryan Camden. Bill Morgan here saying she counted the 3rd as day 1. And Sherry here said, she posted again here. This was posted yesterday, and Eleanor Turret did post that yesterday. Now, Sherry did also comment with this, okay? I'm trying to confirm it and fighting the pull of sleep. Bill saying, do the rules say within 14 days or 14 days from? I haven't looked. And Sherry here posting the notice from counsel. Please note, if you do not comply with these requirements within 14 days, your appeal will be dismissed. So they have 14 days from, I guess, the next day. So not the actual day that the papers were filed, but within 14 days. So guys, does that clarify things? Well, apparently Eleanor Turret just had a great chat with Stuart Alderati of Ripple, who gave me the rundown of the appeal timeline. And so she was over there at Swell over the last couple of days. And so she had a chance to talk to Stuart Alderati. The SEC's last day to file Form C, which will give some level of detail about what it plans to appeal, is tomorrow. And again, she posted this on October the 15th. So tomorrow was October the 16th. Again, that was yesterday. So Stuart Alderati even had the days wrong. 7 days later, Ripple will file its Form C, which will give more details about its own cross-appeal. Both parties will then agree on a briefing schedule, and the SEC then has up to 90 days to file its first brief. Alderati says he expects them to take the full 90 days. That opening brief will be a full recitation of all the legal arguments that the SEC will be making. Ripple will file a response, and then its own brief. The full briefing process, according to Alderati, will go through July of 2025. Yeah, that is if they made the deadline, which we're still kind of questioning. Then she responded with this: according to this filed document, this document filed in the Second Circuit, the SEC's notice of appeal was filed on the 2nd, but not docketed until the 4th. So it seems like the real deadline is actually Friday, October the 18th, guys. So that is apparently, well, no, that is tomorrow, but that is apparently what the deadline here is, according to Eleanor Turret. So October the 18th, 11:59 p.m. I mean, it is still the 17th as I'm recording this, so that could still change. I don't know. I don't know who's right. What makes the most sense to you? Put it down in the comment section. The form must be completed and returned within 14 days of the date of the notice, and the date of the notice here, October the 4th. So even though it was filed on the 2nd, that is where the confusion was. It wasn't docketed until the 4th, and now this is what's created the confusion. Mark Fagel even down here saying, you know, this is referring to the acknowledgement where the court may override the 14 days from notice due date, not Form C, which seems flexible. So maybe the SEC did mess up. And wow, I'd love to be a witness to that internal discussion if they did, but nobody seems to know. Even Vincent Van Code here saying, you know, I checked the source beforehand. The official NOA date is October the 2nd, not when it was filed. So again, conflicting dates here, and this seems like this should be such a simple thing to get down to the bottom of. I wouldn't dedicate a whole video to this if I did not already notice that so many people in the XRP community were confused in discussing it. Fred Rispoli here saying, yeah, this is correct. I'm not aware of the docketing notice either until Horichu pointed it out to me. And Nietzschebucks here saying, now we just need a time machine to go back and docket it earlier. Okay, so guys, it's looking like we could be rounding the corner. Is it today? Is it tomorrow? I guess we'll still just have to wait and see. Fred Rispoli here giving his 2 cents for those waiting on the SEC's Form C and the Ripple appeal. It's not a mystery. The SEC will appeal. So Fred is confident that they will. Number 1, Torres was wrong on programmatic sales. These are the things, by the way, that he says they're going to appeal on. Number 2, Torres was wrong on other distributions. Number 3, Torres was wrong on not allowing disgorgement, and Torres was wrong on ordering too low of a penalty of $125 million. And because their attorneys are a-holes, you might even see the SEC appeal XRP in and of itself isn't a security. SEC assuredly won't win on this, but nothing stops them from throwing a few paragraphs in at it at the appellate brief. It is very strange indeed, Moon Lambo here from just 9 hours ago. Okay, so does that mean the SEC's deadline to file is tomorrow, since Columbus Day was 2 days ago? So that's the other thing we got to consider. There was a holiday in that, and does that change things? I mean, it doesn't seem like the weekends change things, so do holidays change things? I think that means the deadline is tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Asking for a friend or the entire XRP community. Jeremy Hogan responding here, very strange to leave a filing like this to the last minute and risk getting your appeal dismissed, but it's making me stay up late. So there you have it, guys. I think at the end of the day, I mean, the SEC is likely to appeal, whether it is by the end of today, October the 17th at 11:59 p.m., or by tomorrow, October the 18th at 11:59 p.m. There is still some time. If anybody has clarity on that, please do put it down in the comment section. And wow, XRP has just taken a dump over the last hour or so. I mean, ultimately, guys, we still have about 12 months to go for this bull run, give or take. And for more information on how I'm going to be pinpointing the top of this market, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for my insight, because we're all here to make money, right? Anyway, just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.